Okay, guys, welcome to our very first session of German, and I yet again welcome you guys to my channel. Now, as you can see in the title, it's called Baby Steps. Why? Because German, unlike the other languages that we can and we will teach in this channel, has a little twist to it, and we can't just simply just study it and just read a book unless you have some sort of experience. So here we go. German. All of us know and speak a Germanic language, which is called English, whether native or not. I'm not a native speaker of English, but anyway, some of you are, some of you aren't. The point is that we speak it, and this gives us some boosts in learning German. Now, let's start. First thing you gotta know in the first baby step video is genders. What's a gender? Well, in English we got he, she, it kind of gender, which just addresses people or things, and we don't got any other genders. While in German, everything has a gender, meaning a non-living thing can be he, she, or it, just like Russian. It's not that complicated, and don't make it like something too big and scary for yourselves, because that's just what not that intelligent people do. Anyway, there are three genders in German: masculine, feminine, and neuter. We can kind of get where this is going, right? What you may be asking, how can I know? Well, there are two ways to know the gender of a noun. Number one is by the ending. However, certain noun ends can show its gender most of the time. What about the second thing? The second thing, well, it's the determinant. Wow, determinant. I'm a little lazy to type, so yeah, to write, not to type. And these two will be will have a video of themselves, because they have a really, not, I'm not gonna say heavy, but it's a really deep idea of its own, and it will take a separate video. So we're just gonna learn with basics, obviously, because it's baby steps. Now, masculine nouns. Mainly, you can, well, not mainly, logically, males will have male masculine genders, and females would be feminine genders. That's obvious. But let's just write some German nouns that have masculine gender. Number one, Arzt, which is a doctor, physician. Number two is Hund, which is dog. Now for feminine. Now, feminine could be anything, as I said. It could be a non-living thing to other than a human being. Let's say Wolke, which is a cloud. Now for neuter, you can have it in mind, but later we gotta we will actually get more on this when we get to like the endings and the all the bits and bungs of genders. The neuter nouns are, well, let's put it this way: some neuter nouns, some stuff that will take neuters anyway, and let's call it the baby kind of gender, because babies get this gender. And for an example, I'm gonna give you guys the example Kind, or Kind, which is baby in German. Now you might be thinking, okay, what else do I need to know? Next page. So now we know about genders, that there are three genders in German: feminine, masculine, and neuter. There is also something else we have to know: nouns, which we talked about genders, which is a kind of noun thing, and also adjective things. Maybe in some languages verbs have genders, which is not our title for today. So when I say Hund, it means a dog, or just dog, and we now know that it's masculine, right? You might be thinking, okay, what's the next step? The next step would be plural. Normally, I would say next step is plural, but what we need to know is that yes, we got in the gender system, after these three, we should move to the plural, which we won't, obviously, because it has a lot of bits and bots and stuff like that, that it's going to be a long video and I will not explain it. We will move on and just know that nouns have genders and one plural, meaning the masculine, feminine, and neuter will have the same plural. Unlike some language like Serbian, like masculine has its own plural, feminine has its own plural, and the neuter also has its own plural. It's not like that. So let's move on. Now we know that each noun has a gender in German. So nouns, we got a gender. It can go into plural, or we can say it like this: we could put plural in with other genders. And I said, when you want to know the gender of a noun, we should either look at its ending, or we should check if it has a determiner. Well, endings are not a subject of this video. We're gonna move to determiners. Basically, anything that shows what? Shows the gender in this case. And from all of the determiners that there are, we're gonna pick for today's video the articles. Yeah, I'll just write articles. Sorry, excuse me for my board, it's something wrong with it. The articles. There are two articles in German: a definite article and an indefinite article. Oh wow. Well, we all speak English. We definitely know what's up. A definite article basically is the English the, and the indefinite is basically the English a or an. Now we want to see the German equivalent. Well, in German, the definite article is der. My suggestion to you guys is to don't really bother yourself with pronunciation too much, because you will eventually build it up as you're studying, and you probably have some friends that speak the language that you're studying, excluding German, every language, I mean it. So don't focus on that. Focus on getting your grammar good first. So let me just write it here for you. Grammar first. After grammar is vocabulary, and after that is speaking. Along these, you gotta do some other stuff like studying vocabulary and listening to music, watching shows and stuff. Anyway, the different article in German is the, which means the of English, and the indefinite one is going to be ein. You've heard it a billion times, probably, and you may also know. Now, how does this work? Well, these two decline for the noun that they take. What does declination mean? Let me show you. So we taught you three nouns: Hund, Wolke, and Kind. Let me switch to this for the different article. These two are supposed to show the gender of the noun, meaning they have to decline for the noun that they go in. So let's just see how the definite article declines for the genders for now. We will teach you how they will decline fully, and it's very, very important to learn them. So stay with us, stay focused. So with Hund, it would take da. How about Wolke? With Wolke, it would take D. We don't know shit about endings, what endings are the endings for the gender, there are some general rules, but we ain't gonna count on that. What we care are the determinants, and here is our first thing to learn: articles. The last one, kind, would take das. Notice something? So the dog ends in, let me take blue, in R, ER to be exact. It shows that it's masculine. For the feminine, it took E, and S is appearing for the neuter one. Now let's move on to ein. How would that decline? So for Hund, I'm not going to write back yet, I'm going to just write it in front of it. For Hund, it would be ein. Yeah, simple. Okay. I want you to guess for Volke, the feminine noun. If your guess is eine, then you're correct. Eine. And for Kind, again, if your guess is eines, is again correct. Why? We got no specific ending here for the masculine noun. We got an E for feminine, and we got an S for the neuter noun. That's pretty easy, wasn't it? So now, if they give you a noun, let's say, let me just move to a new page. Das Papier. Papier, we know it's a, what was it in English? Page, I remember the Russian being bumag. I just don't remember in English. It happens when you study multiple languages. Anyway, das Papier, which suggests the gender is neutral, or neuter, no. It's neuter. See? Or, let me check for a new one. Der Arm. It suggests that it's masculine. You might be thinking, okay, now I know all of these. How can I tell if a noun is plural? The article should show it, right? It should show us that something is plural, right? We go, yes, totally. Now, take it like this. Der Arm. And I'm explaining this one just as an exception, because I'm not going to talk about plurals, how to make plural nouns, but the point is of the declination of the article. The plural of arm, not arm, would be arme. What would the article be? The definite article would become die. Yes, it looks like the feminine. Yes, you're correct, it looks like the feminine. Die Arme. So how about the other one, the indefinite one? And yes, again, it would be like the feminine. Eine. Wait a second, I can't use that. This is in Russian. In Russian, I can say like один, something masculine, I don't know, один карандаш. I could say одни, meaning only or just one, like as in one pair or just one, очки as in glasses. But I can't do that in German. So what should I do? Well, I can use this for arme and basically plural nouns. But since we gotta learn the declination of these articles, we're gonna move to something close to eine, declined like eine, and has basically all forms in genders, meaning masculine, feminine, neuter, plus the plural. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is keine. Or, let me do it like this. Kein, meaning no. I have no dog. Or let's say, he is no doctor. Or he isn't a doctor, as we say it in English. This is that kind of no. So, the man had no arm. The no arm part would be keine. Again, looks like the feminine part. Arme. So now you know it. Now you know the basics with the definite and definite article. Now, for today's video, I think we're gonna move to the declination of these, and that would be it. So let's wrap it up. I don't want to make this a long, boring ass video. The declination of articles. Hear me out. This is very important because we got declination for adjectives, other determiners, and other pronouns that they are basically based on this. How they're based, whether they exist or not, the article is there or not, what kind of article exists there, and the type, the shape that they take is very, very, very close to this declination. I'm not saying it's totally the same, but it's very close. Some minute, maybe some minor differences, but it's basically the same. And with that reason, I called them the declination. Now we'll see what's up. Firstly, the declination of the word the. Let me make this a little prettier. Masculine, feminine. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. Masculine, feminine. Oh no. Let me do that. Feminine, neuter, excuse-moi, and plural here. Now, next thing you gotta know is the cases of German. Nominative, accusative, German, and dative. These are the cases that we have to know and have to learn. We could first teach them and come back and teach you the declination works. So we'll be back soon. Well, the nominative, this is a quick explanation, okay? I will yet again, make another video on the cases fully, their full usage, okay? This is called baby step for a reason. Neuter just basically shows the subject. I gave my phone to Jason. Now, I would be in nominative in German and any other language with cases. How about the accusative? Accusative would be the object. Strictly for the baby steps, it would be the object. So I gave my phone to Jason. My phone would be an accusative case. How about the genitive case? Well, this just shows the position, as in daddy's car, you know. Daddy's, Wendy's, McDonald's, stuff like that, etc. So my dad's car, etc. And the dative case, well, as the name suggests, what just happened? As the name suggests, it shows the action of giving to someone. You know, in Russian, giving dat, or Spanish, you know, damion, what's it, girl or something like that. So they have the same root. Surprise, surprise. And this is not rocket science, okay? I've been doing this shit for 10 years. This is just basically in front of my eyes. Anyway, I give my phone to Jason again. To Jason suggests that Jason, not to is the preposition, which we ain't gonna touch, is the indirect object, or it takes the dative case. Now, knowing that, we come back here. We will conjugate them fast for der and the ein, and we're basically done for today. Now, the masculine we thought is der. This is das. This is die. This is also die. How about the accusative? Take a look. Den, das, die, die. The only change is here in the masculine, right? Den, das, die, die. Moving on, the genitive case. Well, we know what's the sign of genitive in English, right? It's an S. Same happens here with masculine. Der becomes des. and neuter tends to kind of act as masculine in most of the cases, except for the accusative. So here, and on nominative, of course, would be also this. Our dative, if you want to guess, let me just highlight this S here for you. The dative in German acts exactly like the preposition case, okay, and the dative case of languages like Russian. Okay, it's both, and in Russian we either take this or that when we need it, but in German it acts as both. And in Russian, the adjectives for the preposition take the om. A prepositional case actually take the om with an M and take omu for the dative. And check this, there's an M. Here we also got an M. Them. Again, them. Pretty cool, right? These gurus won't teach you like this, and they can't even learn language like this because I put my heart on it. Okay, we're done with these two. Let's move to feminine and plural. Now for feminine, we got okay, we're here. So the D becomes der. How about the plural? Also becomes there. See? They're the same. Here too, they're the same. Yet here too, they're the same. Moving on, what would the feminine be for the dative one? If your guess is there again, you're correct. For some reasons. So basically the dative, definitive article for feminine looks like this. Next one, for this plural one. How would this one be? This becomes N. The N in dative case, in the plural, acts like the ich or ich, depending which one you take, of the Slavic languages. And that's why we got N mostly. We see it every day. Not in every, but in every where we got plural and dative together. So that's the video of today. I'm not gonna make it longer than this. We will move to declination of kein and ein with next video, and basically move on with our context. See you soon. Bye bye.